Welcome to the Fringe community. I'm Lois Neville. My pronouns are she, her. I'm a white woman with mid-length dark brown hair, currently wearing a black tank top and a jean jacket. Visual descriptions are usually brief and describe cultural and gender identity, facial features, and clothing. We do this to provide access for any member of our audience who may be blind or low vision.
And I'm Ellen Boudreau-Denherter. My pronouns are she, they. As a visual description, I'm a white woman. I'm wearing a colorful jacket and a black t-shirt. My hair is long brown and I have bangs. We are the co-executive directors of the Hollywood Fringe, and we'd like to officially welcome you to the 2024 festival.
This is our 14th annual festival here in the heart of Hollywood, and we're proud to be presenting hundreds of productions this year. And we are so excited that your show is one of them.
I know, hundreds. It can seem overwhelming, but don't worry. We're going to make this feel as simple as possible. Just follow the steps as we go through this video, attend our informational sessions, and get ready to fringe in Hollywood. Before we get started, we want to acknowledge that the Hollywood Fringe operates on the unceded lands of the Tongva, Quiche, Gabrielinos, and Gabrielinos people. Our statement serves as a practice as we commit to furthering our connection to the Indigenous communities past, present, and emerging. You can learn more about this at hollywoodfringe.org/land.
So first, what do you get out of registration? Let's go over it. We'll handle ticket sales via the Fringe website, our box office, phone, and walk-up at Fringe Central and events. You'll be listed in our printed guide, which is distributed all over Los Angeles, over 3,500 copies. You'll also be listed on the website, which gets over 1 million hits during June alone, and our mobile app, which is still iPhone only. Sorry. The participant packet is another one. We'll go over this in detail later in this video, but you are going to want to check it out. Discounted ads on the Fringe site and printed guide, over 50% off as a registered participant. Artist support via support@hollywoodfringe.org. A dedicated staffer who works 24 hours a week to make sure your experience is amazing. Qualifications for awards and extensions, so many opportunities post-festival. Reviews on and off our website. Access to our press and Discover Fringe industry programs. Workshops, panels, and town halls to prepare you for all things Fringe. All of the festival-wide marketing, pole signs, print and digital advertising. And of course, it's fun. It's all about community. It's networking. You build your artistic network here at Fringe. So welcome. Come play.
A huge reminder that registering at Fringe does not guarantee you a venue space. You need to make sure you book your venue in the Fringe Zone. The Fringe Zone is north on Franklin Avenue, east on Normandy Avenue, south at Rosewood Avenue, and west at Fairfax. Find the right space for you financially and artistically. Some things to consider are shopping around for the right venue. You'll want to find something that fits your budget, your aesthetic, the right seat count, and make sure you vibe with the staff. There are dozens of Fringe venues with different experiences, and shopping around for the right one is important. Make sure you have your space booked by April 15th, which is a big day. You need to have your registration completed, which you've already done, and make sure that you have your venue booked in by that day. When you meet with your venues, ask about load-in, load-out, tech in the space, and make sure you read your contracts for both your venue and Hollywood Fringe.
You can look up current participating venues at hollywoodfringe.org/venues and start your booking journey there. You can apply directly with your project and send them an email.
Speaking of beginning your artist journey, let's talk about workshops and town halls. It behooves you to watch every single workshop and town hall to know what's going on in this community. Every event, workshop, town hall is live streamed and some are in person too. We cover topics such as finding a venue, budgeting and fundraising, and how to tech your Fringe show. We give you every step. Add all events to your calendar at hollywoodfringe.org/events.
We truly do walk you through every step, and those steps are even listed in the participant packet at hollywoodfringe.org/participants. This 30-something page guide tells you what to focus on and when. This is a living document that includes a listing of all companies that give discounts to Fringe participants in our community. Think of this as your Fringe producer handbook.
The holy grail of Fringe. Cut that. A huge part of being a part of this community is following our community ethos. Our ethos and code of conduct is available at hollywoodfringe.org/conduct in full, but the gist is, don't be a jerk. Be inclusive, respectful, and open to learning. This festival is built on freedom of expression and the lack of censorship, which means we must maintain the utmost respect for one another to create a safe space for people to take risks in their work. We don't censor your words unless they are actively harmful or hateful towards a protected group, for example, women, people of color, queer and trans folks, disabled folks, deaf folks, fat folks, and religious folks. There are limits to this uncensored nature, which is often set by our Access Committee and enforced by our Staff and Code of Conduct Committee.
We have a very diverse community, one that often has more women and non-binary people producing than men, and we attempt to foster a community where these folks do not face the gendered issues that they typically face in a working environment. We are on a path to make Fringe a more accessible space. This sometimes means people may use disability terms you are not familiar with, or an interpreter may block your review of the panelists. We encourage you to use that as a learning opportunity. Google those terms, move seats, and appreciate the privilege you have to not face these oppressions in other environments.
We are a space that is committed to anti-racism, not only through our words, but through our actions. In many environments, people face microaggressions and racism daily. At Fringe, we actively work to keep these behaviors out of our spaces. We are radically aware of this and try to engage folks in conflict resolutions when they make mistakes. We are fiercely protective of our community ethos and reserve the right to ask anyone to leave or take a break from our space at any time. This isn't to scare you, but to encourage you to take this path with us. This is also a promise to those that face these issues outside this community. We'll actively work with you to make sure that these issues are handled here. We strive to have a wholly inclusive environment and invite you to join us on this journey.
If you want to learn more about how to make your Fringe show accessible, we have a town hall for that. Or want to learn more about anti-racism, come to our Anti-Racism for White Artists panel and ask questions you might not be able to in other spaces.
We told you we had a workshop for everything, and it's true. Okay, so we've told you everything about being an artist, but you might be curious, what the fuck is a Fringe? Fringe started in 1947 in Edinburgh, Scotland, the fringe on the fringe of a curated international festival that didn't reflect the local artist community. Local artists showed up and staged their work on the fringe of that festival, hence Fringe in our uncurated model. Everyone showed up just like you are doing today. Now it is one of the largest performing arts festivals in the world, and there are hundreds of offshoot fringes, including Hollywood Fringe, Adelaide Fringe, Sydney Fringe, San Diego Fringe, Milano Off. There are hundreds. We are a part of a World Fringe network. Seriously, there are conferences and everything.
Hollywood Fringe opened in 2010 and immediately became one of the largest festivals in the US. Because cool story, LA is a theater town. We follow the Ed Fringe model pretty closely. Open access, pick your own venue, community engagement. Participation in the Hollywood Fringe is completely open and uncensored. By opening the gates to anyone with a vision, the festival is able to exhibit the most diverse and cutting-edge points of view the world has to offer. Additionally, by creating an environment where artists must self-produce their work, the Fringe motivates its participants to cultivate a spirit of entrepreneurialism in the arts.
Finally, we're a nonprofit company. The festival gives 100% of box office revenue back to participating artists and venues. That's over $4.3 million since the inaugural festival in 2010.
Okay, back to artists and artist resources. This is a lot, and we know it is, but don't worry. Support at HollywoodFringe.org is your new best Fringe pal. Seriously, email us. There's events for everything, but there's going to be questions in between. And that's your resource. You can expect a reply within 72 hours or 24 hours in May and June.
We also have in-person events for you to ask questions of Fringe staff and network with one another called office hours. These events are every week starting at the end of March, but you'll see the full schedule at what link? You guessed it, HollywoodFringe.org/events.
Before we hop off, we want to remind you that Fringe town halls are the most important events. You need to ensure you have them on your calendar. We walk you through everything step by step. Literally everything you need to know.
Add these dates to your calendar again, HollywoodFringe.org/events. And finally, some deadlines. April 15th is your registration deadline. Good job. I see that you've done it. You can register with the Hollywood Fringe anytime after that, but this is our deadline to be included in our printed guide. May 1st is when tickets go on sale. Fringe tickets go on sale through the Hollywood Fringe website and the central box office phone line.
And then it's previews, June 6th through the 11th.
And then on June 12th, 2024, our opening night party, co-produced by the LA LGBT Center. No shows should be scheduled that day.
And then we're there, June 13th through the 30th, the 2024 Hollywood Fringe Festival. These are big dates, 18 days of unmatched mayhem, fun, and experience.
The last event we have is Monday, July 1st. That's our awards ceremony. Our community is hopping as we present the Sponsored and Community Awards for the Fringe. Lastly, let's remind ourselves, why do we do this? We built a community of artists. Community, community, community.
Cross-pollinate audiences, build new audiences.
It's a producer's training ground. The entire timeline of events and guides provided by the Fringe will help you from A to Z.
Develop a culture of cooperation and supportiveness and mutual appreciation in the arts.
And lastly, it's summer camp for artists. You get to fully immerse yourself in what you love.
Go see shows. Push yourself to shows that you might not otherwise see. Go experience theater.
And that's it for us, folks. The next time you see us, make sure you come and say hi. We'd love to get to know you.
Bye.